Good morning, students. Today's video class we will discuss about the head and tail function of series. Head and tail function of series is basically used to fetch first n rows data from a series, and tail function returns the last n rows from the series. It means that when you will use the head function, it is used to return the first n rows. First n rows means first 2 rows, first 3 rows. Whatever you will specify the value of n, that many rows will return by the head function. And tail function will return the last n rows from the series. Last 2 rows, last 3 rows, or whatever you want to return, whatever you will provide the value for n, that many rows will return. So in both the function, we pass a number as parameter. It means that the head function will receive the number. If you will specify here 2, series.head 2, then how many rows? First 2 rows. If we will specify in tail function the number as 3, then last 3 rows will return. So in both the function, we have to pass the number as a parameter, and the pandas will return the specified number of rows. Clear? So how to write, or what is the syntax for using the head and tail function? So syntax for the head is, you will write first of all the series object name, then dot, afterwards head, you will write in a small letter, then inside the argument of head you will specify the value of n. The n can be 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. Okay. And similarly, the tail function will receive the value for n. So first of all, you will take the series object name, then you will write tail. Afterwards, the argument you will specify as the value of n. That means it can be any number. One more thing regarding the head and tail function is, if we do not provide the value for n, it means if we will not specify the arguments here, simply we will write series object dot head, and inside the bracket no value if we will provide, then the head and tail will return first 5 and last 5 rows respectively. That is, if head function you will not specify any number, then through the head function, first 5 rows will return. That means by default the value of n would be 5. And if we will not specify the value for n in tail function, then last 5 rows will return. So the series object should be created in that way. Okay, if series object doesn't have the rows 5, or then what it will return? It will return whatever the number the particular series will have. That means if series contains only 3 rows, then first 3 rows through the head function, and if the series contains the 3 rows and you are providing tail and you are not writing any value for n, that means the last 3 rows, means all 3 rows will get returned. So the series objects should be created in that very ways. So the head function will return first 5 rows and the tail function will return the last 5 rows if you will not provide any argument. Otherwise, it depends upon the value of n. So we will see now how this tail function and head function will be used in program. So here you can see I have created one program based upon the head function. So the same way I have written the comment line over here, as using of head function. How to use the head function? Import pandas as PD as usual, because we are working on the series, so we need to import this statement. And marks equal to 345, 432, 489, 534, 376, 512, 421, 502. These all are the values for the marks sequence. You can say marks is one of the sequence we have created over here, and all the marks I have written it over here, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 marks are there. And the name contains all 8 different names as Amit, Sneha, Kush, Sumit, Vinita, Zeba, Vishal, Deepika. So there are 8 names and 8 marks. Now I am creating series here as the name SER and marks comma index equal to name. You can write here data equal to marks comma index equal to name. That means we want to write the index of the series as all the names and the data as all the marks. So altogether, how many rows will be created in this series? As the number of marks and the number of name. So altogether there are 8 marks and 8 names. So each name will have its respective marks. So when you will take the output for this series, then you will be getting the left column as Amit, Sneha, Kush, Sumit, Vinita, Jeba, Vishal, Deepika, and the right column will have the different marks. Clear? And we want to return the first 3 rows through the head function. Then how to write this? Just see this very line. This is script. Print first 3 rows, comma SER, the name of the series. From this SER series, we want to return, we want to display how many rows? First 3 rows. That means the first 3 data will return through the head function. And the next print statement will return no number is specified for the head function, no parameter is given for the head function. That means if you will not provide any parameter for the head, it will return the top 5 rows, or you can say first 5 rows. If you will provide the number for the head, if you will write the parameter for the head, that many rows will return for the head function. And if you will not provide any value for the head, then first 5 rows, by default the head function will take the parameter as 5. That is why the first 5 rows will return. So let us execute this program and see what output is coming. Just check it. The left column will have the name series R. This series R has come as an output because I have written the statement like that. Series R, and the value for the series contain the left column as the name Amit, Sneha, Kush, Sumit, Vinita, Jeba, Vishal, Deepika, and right column will have its respective marks. Amit got 345, Sneha 432, and so on you can consider. And the next line will have D type int 64. That means whatever the data type of the data value will be there, that will return as a data type. So D type equal to int 64. And the second print contains first 3 rows as a string. You can see first 3 rows. This will come, and the first 3 rows of SER will return. SER is what? The name of the series. So you can see here that first 3 rows, that is Amit 345, Sneha 432, Kush 489. So Amit 345, Sneha 432 and Kush 489. 89. 1, 2, 3. Through the head function, we have returned the 3 rows of the series. Why 3 rows? Because we have provided the parameter for head as 3. That is why 3 rows gets returned. And again the data type will be int64 because data value remain same. Third output you can see as top 5 rows. Why this top 5 rows has returned as an output? Because the last print, that is the third print, contains the string as top 5 rows and ACR.head. Head doesn't contain any parameter, so it will return the first 5 rows. First 5 rows you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Data type as usual it will be int64. So this is how we will use the head function. Next we will see how to use the tail function. So tail function can be used using this way. You will first write the you will first create the series. The same series is created with marks and name. Marks as a data and in name as a index. If you will not write data, then also the marks will be considered as the data. Okay, so here the data is marks and index is name. So name will return in the left side, left column, and the marks will be the right column. Series I have taken as an output. And how we are using the tail function? We have written the string in the print as last 2 rows. That means tail function will return the last rows. How many rows? But we have provided the parameter for the tail. We have provided the parameter for the tail as 2. That means the last 2 rows will get returned. ACR.tail means last 2 rows of the series will return. And the next print contains last 5 rows. Last 5 rows, what does it mean? That means if we will not provide any value for the tail function, or you can say we are not providing any parameter for the tail, then by default it will take the value of n as 5. So last 5 rows will get returned. So ACR.tail will return the last 5 rows. Okay, so you can see in the output. First of all, the series will come, the whole series, the whole 8 rows. Last 2 rows, you just see here, the last 2 rows is Vishal 421 and Deepika 402. This is the last 2 rows, and this has come as an output, Vishal 421 and Deepika 502. Last 5 rows, you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will start printing the rows from Sumit till Deepika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the last 5 rows is Sumit, Binita, Jeba, Vishal, Deepika. So this has returned as an output. So this is the way to use the series head and tail function. Okay. Next we will see what is the vector operation and how it will be used in the series. Vector operations on series object. What is the vector operations? First of all, you should know what is the vector operation. Series support element wise vector operations. Series support element wise vector operation. That means the element, if it is 5 elements, then each 5 elements will be get added or subtracted, whatever you want to do as an operation. So vector operations mean if we want to apply a function or expression, then it individually applied on each item of the object. So this is the meaning of the vector operation, that if any function or expression we want to apply on the series, then individually that function or expressions will be applied on each item of the series object. Okay, so we will see the example like when a number, any number is added to a series, then the number adds with each element of the series. Then the number adds with each elements of the series. It means if we want to add 5, 10, 100, 1000, any number to a series, to a whole series, then each element of the series will get added with that very number what we want to add. So vector operations means individually each item will get added or subtracted or whatever function we want to apply on the series. Clear? So when a number is added or subtracted or multiplied or divided to a series, then that number will be added or subtracted or divided with each elements of the series. This is the very important line. With each element of the series, that particular function will perform. So we will see how this vector operations will be performed through program in Python. Okay, so let us see how it will be done. So here is one program, one script based on the vector operations. Import pandas as PD, s equal to pd dot series, data equal to 246810. Here the argument of series is taken only the data. Index is not provided as the argument of series. Then what will be the value of index? Several times I have told in the last videos, what will be the value of the index? Yes, the value of the index by default will start from 0, 1, 2 and so on. So the left column will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as an index, and the right column will have this many data 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That means 2 will be the data for the 0th index. For the first index the data will be 4. For the second index the data will be 6 and so on. So when you will take the output, when you will write this very statement, then you will see the output. The series is an S. S will have the index as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 as a left column, and right column will have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Next print is given as adding 3 into series element. Means we want to add 3 elements, 3 numbers. This number we want to add for the whole element of the series. That means individually each element will be added with the value 3. That means 2 gets added with 3, 4 gets added with 3, 6, 8, 10 all will be added with the value 3, and the output you will see that 2 plus 3 is 5, 4 plus 3 is 7 and so on when in the second output. Next vector operation I have done here as multiplying 2 in each element of the series. That means each element, each item, each data value of the elements will be multiplied by the value 3. Next I have written as square of each element of the series. 2 square, 4 square, 6 square, 8 square, 10 square. How you will write? S, and for this double asterisk is for exponentiation, or you can say to find out the power of any number we will be using the double asterisk symbol. Symbol asterisk is meant for multiplying and double asterisk is used for exponentiation. Clear? And the last print is checking each element of the series with element greater than 4 or not. That means each element will be checked that the value or the element is greater than 4 or not. and s greater than 4. The expression is written as x greater than 4. And what will be the result? The result will come either in true or in false. That means the Boolean value for this. For rest of the 3 print statement, the output will be coming as the numbers, the integer, but for this very expression, the output will be coming as the Boolean value, true or false will be coming. So when you will execute, then it will be more clear to you how the output is coming. Just check it. We will see it from the starting. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. As an index, we have not provided the index here, but by default it is coming in the left column, the index 1. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is the value. I have told you for the 0th index the value will be 2. For the first index the value will be 4, and so on. Data type is given as in 64 because this value is of integer type. Now the second print is given adding 3 into the series element and s plus 3. So you can see adding 3 into the series element. So index will remain same, but the value here, the data value has changed. What has changed? 2 plus 3 is 5, 4 plus 3 is 7, 6 plus 3 is 9, 8 plus 3 is 11, and 10 plus 3 is 13. So individual element will get added with the value 3. That is why this output has come. So this is actually the vector operations. Individual item will be added or subtracted or whatever you want to perform. Next you see multiplying 2 in each element of the series, means individual elements of the series will be multiplied by 3. S into 3 means S is what? The series. And into 3 means each element. So 2 into 3, 6, 4 into 3, 12, 6 into 3, 18, and so on. So when you will see the output, it will be more clear to you how the values are subtracting with individual element. You can see here multiplying 2 in each item. So 2 into 3 is 6. Then 4 into 2, multiplying 2 in each element. First element was 2, so 2 into 2. Let me check once. Okay, here the value 3 is, the number 3 is multiplying. That is why 2 into 3, 4, 4 into 2 into 3, 6, 4 into 3, 12, and so on. The output is coming 16. Then what is the next element? 2, 4, 6 into 3 is 18. Okay, then 24 and 30. Each element multiplying 2 in place of 2, it should be written as multiplying 3. That is why this is the confusion here. Multiplying 3 in each element. And D type, always whenever you will take the output for the series, the left column will have the index number, the right column will have the data value, and D type will return. Square of each element of the series. Square of each element of the series. S square of exponentiation 2. So 2 to the power 2 is 4, 4 to the power 2, 6 to the power 2, 8 to the power 2, and 10 to the power 2. So you can see the output. The output has come as 4, 16, 36, 84, 64, and 100. So this is the scalar operation where each individual item of the series gets squared. And the last, which is the important one, the Boolean value. How the Boolean value is returning? Checking each element of the series with element greater than 4 or not. Means each element The elements are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is greater than 4 or not. So first of all, the first item, which is 2. Is 2 is greater than 4? No, it is false. It is not true. So it is false has come. Then 4. Is 4 greater than 4? Again it is false. Next was 6. Is 6 greater than false? 6 greater than 4? Yes, it is true. Afterwards it was 8. Is 8 greater than 4? Yes, true. And the last value of the item or the element of the series was the 10. Is 10 greater than 4? Yes, it is. So true, true, true has come for which value? 6, 8, 10. And 2 false, the upper 2 false has come for the value 2 and 4. And D type has come as bool. Boolean is not will be coming. In short, it will come as bool. So this is the way how to use the vector operations on the series. Individual item will get added, will get subtracted, will multiplied, or whatever function you want to do, that can be done. Okay, so this is the way to do or how to use the vector operations programmatically. Next is arithmetic operations on series object. Last we have seen the vector operations. Here it is arithmetic operations. The same arithmetic operations means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. on the series objects. So we can perform arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, division, etc. with two series objects. Because arithmetic operations are binary operations, so you need two operand. So you need two operand means here it is two series object we need. But the operation is performed only on the matching indexes. This is the very important line regarding the arithmetic operations on series, that arithmetic operation is performed only on the matching indexes. Matching indexes means here it is, if the data items or the data value or simply the elements of the two matches indexes are not compatible, to perform the operation it will return NaN, that is missing data, as a result of those operations. Means if we want to perform the arithmetic operations on two series object and both the series doesn't have the matching indexes, means indexes are not matching in both these series, then arithmetic operations are not compatible, and in that way it will not display that it is a wrong operation or something like that, but it will return NaN, that is not a number value, or you can say it is the missing data as the result. So the thing that you need to remember is to perform the arithmetic operations on series objects, the indexes must be matches of the series objects for which you want to perform the arithmetic operations. If the indexes will not be matches, then NaN value will return for that very indexes. Okay, so here is an example. I have created the 5 series here. You can see series 1, SCR1, SCR2, SCR3, SCR4, SCR5. You can see SCR1 contains the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is the data value. SCR2 contains A, B, C, D, E as an index and the respective values. SCR3 again the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. SCR and the respective data. SCR4 contains the index as A, B, C, D, E. and the respective values or the item, and ACR5 contains the index as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and the respective values. So here you can see that there are 5 series objects as shown above: series 1, series 2, 3, 4 and 5. Series 1 and series 3 have matching index. You can see series 1, this one, and series 3 have matching index. How the matching indexes? You can see series 3 having the indexes as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and series 1 also have the matching indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? Series 2 and 4 have matching indexes. Series 2, that is the indexes are A, B, C, D, E, and series 4 the indexes are A, B, C, D, E. So 1 and 3 is matching, 2 and 4 is matching with its indexes. What about series 5? Series 5 has some indexes matching with series 1 and series 3. You can see series 5 also have the indexes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, but 5, 6, 7 indexes which is present in series 5 is not available in series 3 and series 1. That is why it has given as some indexes matching. Series 5 some indexes are matching. Which all indexes? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is matching with series 1 and series 3. So you can say the series 1 and series 3 are compatible with each other. Series 2 and series 4 are compatible with each other for the arithmetic operation. And series 5 is compatible, partial compatible with series 1 and series 4. Sorry, series 1 and series 3. Because series 1, series 3 both have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 indexes. And here also 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 indexes are present in series 5. So if we want to perform the arithmetic operation, how it will be performed, that we will see. Okay. So since series 1 and series 3 have matching indexes, both have indexes in the range of 0 to 4, series 1, series 3, 0 to 4. So arithmetic operations on corresponding item of matching indexes successfully performed. That means arithmetic operations will be performed on corresponding items of the matching index. 0 of series 1 index will added or subtracted whatever arithmetic operation you want to perform with the 0th index value. Means 2 plus 2, 2.2 and 1.5. Whether it will be added or subtracted, whatever we want to perform. Clear? So the respective index 1 of series 1 and series 3, again this particular value will have operated arithmetically. Similarly 3.4, 1.3, 2's in, then index 3, then index 4. Clear? And similarly the same thing is applied for series 2 and series 4. Series 2 ABCDE and series 4 ABCDE. So the corresponding value of index A of both these series will perform the arithmetic operations. So how the arithmetic operations will be performed? On which value? The value of series 2 1.6 and the value for the series 4 2.6, because A or A, both indexes are matches. So arithmetic operation, maybe it is addition or subtraction or division, will be performed on this two value 1.6 and 2.6, whichever the indexes are matches. Clear? And but if we try to perform the operations on objects that have some or all non-matching indexes, that means if we want to perform the arithmetic operations on the series which have some matching indexes or all non-matching indexes, then for matching indexes operation will perform, which I told earlier, and for non-matching indexes it will return the result as not a number, that is NaN. and AN represents the missing data. NAN represents the missing data. For example, series 1 and series 3 matching indexes 0 to 4 will be operated with series 5 0 to 4 indexes. But for 5, 6, 7 indexes for the series, the value will be coming as NAN. Clear? So, series 1, series 3, all the indexes are matches. So, series 1, series 3, no problem on arithmetic operation. The same way, series 2, series 4, no problem with arithmetic operations because the indexes are matches. For series 5, partial arithmetic operations will be performed with the matching index, and which series indexes are matches? Series 1 indexes and series 3 indexes up to 0 to 4. But for the rest of the indexes as 5, 6, 7, it will return the NAN value. So programmatically we will see how these arithmetic operations will be performed. Okay. So you can see here that the script is ready here to perform the arithmetic operations. So here the same way you have seen in the slide, series 1, SCR2, SCR3, SCR4, SCR5, series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is created with the data as well as the indexes. Here also I have taken the same data and same indexes. Clear? So first you need to import, then series 1 is created with the data 1.5, 2.3, 3.4, 1.3, 2.7. The data is the float values. That means when you will take the output for the series 1, it will return the data D type as float 64. Clear? Not int 64. Index is not mentioned as the parameter of the series. Here index is not given. So what will be the default index? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? We have taken the output for the series. Second series 2 I have created in the same way, but here we have provided the index A, B, C, D, E. Third index again similar to the series 1, only the data provided. So index by default will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear? So series 1, series 3 similar. Series 2 I have created with this many data as well as the index. That is why series 4 is compatible with series 2. The same, only the data is different but index is same. A, B, C, D, E. Taken the output for the series 4. Now series 5. The data is 5.3, 3, 4, 2.4, 1.6. Here it should be 3.4. 2.4, 1.6 and so on. Earlier it was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the series 1 and it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Altogether 8 items. Clear? And series 5. So one by one we will see the output. Okay. Sum of the series 1 and 2. Series 1 and 2. We are performing the arithmetic addition. Error will not be coming, but for the matching indexes, if the indexes will be matches, then the values or the item gets added of the corresponding index. Otherwise, NAN will return. For series 1 and series 3, both are compatible with each other. That is why the value gets added of series 1 and series 3 for the index 0 or the index 1 and so on. For the series 2 and series 4, again no problem will be there because 2 and 4 are compatible with each other. And series 1 and series 5. Some elements, some indexes of series 1 matching with the indexes of series 5. And for the rest, it will display as NAN value. So here, when you will execute, the screen will be filled with the output. So maybe you will not be getting the output properly So let us see first of all. If you will not be getting, I'll make it individually. I will execute it individually. So you can see here. First series, series 1, series 2, the data type float 64 is showing here. Then series 3, 4, I have told now you will not be getting the output in a easy format, means the format is coming correctly but we are not able to recognize the output thoroughly. Series 3, series 4 and series 5, individually the series which we have created, it is showing here, and afterwards we are adding series 1 and series 2. Series 1 will have the index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and series 2 was the index A, B, C, D, E. Not a single index is matching. So everywhere the output is coming as NaN, NaN, NaN. Not a number. That means a missing value. Clear? Sum of series 1 and series 3. Series 1 and series 3 are compatible with each other. So the value will get added. Here you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 both. For both the series 1 and series 3, the indexes was 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that very indexes value gets added here. Sum of series 2 and series 4. Next output was sum of series 2 and series 4. So A, B, C, D, E was the index for both the series. That is why both are compatible. So value gets added. And now at last series 1 and series 5. Series 1 and series 5 till 0 to 4 the indexes were matching. So here the output has come. For 5, 6, 7 the indexes were not matching. 5, 6, 7 was available as an index for series 5 which is not available for series 1. That is why NaN is coming as an output. Clear? So this is how we use the arithmetic operation. To perform the arithmetic operations, the indexes must be matches. If the index will not be matching, then NaN will return as an output. So these were the topic that I wanted to discuss with you, and I have discussed, and it is my request that you please note it down each and everything in the copy, and simultaneously you write all the programs in the copy and execute it in the system. Clear? So next we will see the rest of the topic. I think the next class will be the last class for the series, and we will see some of the programs based on the series. Then this particular series topic will end and we will start the data frame, which is the another structure for the panda, another data structure for the pandas. Okay, till then bye. Revise the topic and study well. Okay, goodbye.